boomeranged right back in there. No, this was not happening. Oh, hell, I breathed, staring at him as he set the box down and crouched in front of the little girl. Do you know him? Grandma asked, turning her blue eyes my way. Yeah, I know him. I knew that face. I'd know that face anywhere. In fact, I'd know any part of his body anywhere, given that I'd spent 2 years of my college life under it, over it, and in front of it. Mason Black was, apparently, the equivalent of a fine wine. It had been 6 years since I'd seen him last at his college graduation, and he'd only gotten hotter since then. From what I could see, anyway. He was still tall, still impossibly handsome, still built like a romance novel hero with muscles in all the right places. Even his hair, his thick, dark hair was cut in the same style, short on the sides, longer on top, and swept to one side like he was a freaking rock star. But the short beard, not quite a full one, but not quite stubble, that was new. The problem was that none of that covered the main issue. Unless we were in bed together, we didn't get along. I know. It'd been fucked up then, and it sounded even weirder to my adult ears. But we'd just never been friends. Not the way you'd think two people who hooked up as often as we had should have been. That was probably the only reason him graduating and never calling me hadn't hurt as much as it should have. How do you know him? Why haven't I met him? When did you meet him? Grandma demanded, pulling back from the curtain. We knew each other in college, I said vaguely. I haven't seen him in years. Is he the guy you were banging for 2 years? Grandma! I choke on my own spit and dart away from the window. I did nothing of the sort. She put her hands on her round hips and glared at me. You most certainly did. I read your journal, and it said so. You read my journal? What the hell? You left it open. I thought it was one of your romance novels. The writing wasn't up to much, though. You're no Jane Austen. My cheeks flamed bright red. Okay, we're done here. Why? Are you going to ask him if you can pick up where you left off? No! I'm going to ask him what the hell he's doing here. Okay, but I'm opening the window to listen. She paused. And don't forget about the little girl. No cussing. I frowned. I work with kids. I know not to cuss. I glared at her back for a moment before I opened the front door and stepped out onto the porch. The spring air was pleasant, and the flower pots that were now bustling with greenery showed signs of colorful life in the buds that were growing. I, however, didn't care for any of them. I only cared about the man who'd just done a double take and was now turning around. Mason's eyes widened as they landed on me. He gave me a long, hard look, dragging his gaze from the messy blonde bun on top of my head to the pink polish on my bare toes. It was a look I felt everywhere. The kind of look where you just knew not an inch of your body had gone unnoticed. Mason took a step forward before he stopped himself. Imogen? What the hell are you doing here? Were the first words that came out of my mouth. Please tell me you work for the removal company. He opened his mouth and closed it again, right before his lips tugged up into a smile that made the corners of his eyes crinkle. It's good to see you, too. I'd tell you the feeling is mutual, but it isn't. He smirked. Some things don't change. And no, I don't work for the removal company. I bought this house. His gaze flicked toward the house behind me. I didn't know you lived here. Why would you? It's not like you ever called me. Are you so lost for words that you're pretending to be mad over something that happened 6 years ago? Wow. Okay, Dr. Phil. No need to psychoanalyze every single word. Also, yes. I folded my arms across my chest in defiance.